Hey guys, this is Vaish, and this is yet another video about some queries from students who are worried about their final attempt, or they have quit their job for this exam and then they don't know what to do next. You are failing prelims again and again. Should I get back into job and all those things? So, just as a mentor, I wanted to give you some suggestions on it and what you should do. Okay, so there are male as well as female candidates. Don't go by the picture you see here. It's just a random one I picked up to get the theme into you. So there are students who have been in the final attempt and they are asking me, what did I do wrong? Why am I failing again and again? I've been studying the entire year, but still I'm not able to reach the cutoff of even prelims. So that kind of queries I'll answer. The people who I am going to address is those who ask these questions. Okay, fed up of UPSC, you have quit job for UPSC, you are going to give your 2020 attempt now, or you are going to give your 2021 attempt and you are just planning of it. Okay, or maybe 2022 or 23, you are planning about UPSC right now. All of you should listen to this video. So combining the queries from students and just making up a profile, we will see, like, suppose there is a person who says like, I have worked for 5 6 years, I have quit my job, a high earning job maybe, or a stable job, and I gave UPSC, I failed in prelims itself for 3 times or 4 times, all my savings are over, and now what should I do? Like, income is a priority, so what should I do? So this is the kind of thing which students end up when they are into this without any planning. So first thing I have to tell is, failing in this exam is totally fine. Okay, UPSC is not like SSC or banking or any other job or any interview which you prepare for any private firm or any public organization where you decide today and then within next 2 months, 3 months you'll be ready for this and then you will clear easily. Okay, it is not going to happen. First thing, this is a 1 year process. Okay, and this needs student who have that patience, who have that passion, who does the minimum research and then dedicate themselves for at least 9 months or 12 months. It is needed. It's more than that actually, but minimum of 9 months or 12 months you have to have done the research for this exam. You have collected the materials, you know in and out. Okay, you know how to apply for this exam, you know what will happen if you fail, what is the marks, what is the trend, when will the rank list come out, where should I go and check for something. You have full idea of everything, so that thing is needed for this exam. So failing is fine. Why? Because the numbers are like that. 10 lakh people interest in this exam, show interest in this exam in 1 year. 5 lakh, 6 lakh people will apply. 4 to 5 lakh people will go and write the prelims. Okay, even some of them don't even write the afternoon exam, morning exam they fail, and then they'll think like, why should I give my CSAT? So there itself again, like, people are getting eliminated at each stage. So out of that, 9,000 or 10,000 people will clear the prelims. So 4,90,000 people fail. Okay, it's a huge number, and it's like almost everyone fails. So you are not alone in this, and you are not failing because you are not good at it. You are not failing because you have not prepared for it. Maybe the time was not right, maybe that day the exam was like this, or maybe it was not consistent. So there are many reasons. So one of the slide in this video, I will tell you what are the mistakes you have been doing and how should you should overcome that. So keep trying. That's the first tip I should tell everyone in general. Keep trying, because there are students who clear this exam in the sixth attempt or seventh attempt or eighth attempt. If you have extra attempts, there are students who clear it in the seventh and eighth attempt. We have seen such cases in the last few years. Every year it will happen. It's not like it happens once in a decade or something. Every year there are students who are clearing in their fifth or sixth attempt. Okay, so keep trying. If this is your passion and if this is what you really want to do, you will surely clear. It's just a matter of time. Now, first scenario I want to tell is students who are deciding to now quit your job. Okay, 2021 students, maybe you are thinking of this exam and you have understood that this needs dedicated attention, and so I will quit my job and then dedicate myself for this. So you have to see these following things before you decide that. First thing, if you are married, if the income from you is going to run the family, whether it's just one person or it's a bigger family, if your income has been the source and will continue to remain the source for some for your lifetime, you should not quit this job. Okay, I'll come to the people who have already quit, but before that, you should not quit this job if the income from you is dependent. Okay, now suppose you are not married or whatever, you are going to quit your job, but you have zero savings. Okay, like suppose you decide to quit now, you will manage something, but you have no savings at all. for your preparation itself, or maybe living, whatever. If there is no savings, please don't quit. Maybe try to work 1 more year or 2 more years and then get the income, or get some bank balance, get some savings for yourself, and then maybe you can quit. Okay, because there are 6 attempts and up to 32 years you can try. It's not like you have to clear this in your 23, 24 years or 25 years old. You have to clear this. You can work for 2 more years, get some income, or you should have some other source of funding for you. Okay, so without savings, please don't quit. You have debt, you have emis, you have something, and your job is the thing which is paying all these things. Please don't quit. Okay, these are responsibilities which is your own, or maybe for your family you are doing. That is the priority, not UPSC. You have to think of these things, because if you can't solve your own problem, you are nowhere going to solve the problems of a district or a bigger place. Okay, you cannot do it unless you are a person who knows to tackle your own issues. Parents are not supportive. This happens mostly in the case of girls in our country. So don't ever think like you will give more and more attempts if you don't have the support from the people at your own home. Maybe they'll give you 1 year of chance or 2 year of chance, because ultimately you need funding also. Okay, you need your parents to sponsor, especially if you're a person who was like just a graduate, you don't have any job, you have been depending on your parents till now, and for this preparation also you will ideally you will ask them only. So you need books, you need coaching, you need test series, you need something, you need your parents support. Okay, not only financially but morally also, to be with you, because you are going to stay indoor, or you are going to, they are the only ones who you will be maybe talking every day. Because this exam needs a kind of isolation also. Students will not be like roaming around with friends, or they'll be into something else. They will be either in some locked up stage in some coaching area or some other city or somewhere with only aspirant people around you, or you are sitting inside your home and then studying. So in either way, parents will be your only support, and if they don't support, this is going to be difficult for you. Okay, so at least you can have your job if you have job. Okay, for those who have job, don't quit. You need your financial independence, else in future also ever you will not be able to try and get this. Okay, if you are a graduate, try to get into some part-time job, some online job or something. If you can financially support yourself for at least your minimum basic needs, then you can go with it. Okay, and again, you don't have a choice in marriage. Your parents are someone who is like thinking to get you married within this year, and you have no voice in that. Then those are again the category of people who should not actually, or I don't know how they will dream big. Okay, either they should have a skill to convince their parents, or you should do something to get your dream done. Okay, because ultimately, as I told, if you cannot tackle your own issues, you cannot solve bigger issues for this country or for your district. So start from yourself. Okay, start fixing yourself, then decide about quitting job or dedicating yourself for the years to come. So that is the first case. Now second case is, you have your savings, you quit your job, and now you are failing in the attempts. Okay, like first year you tried, you failed, second you tried, you failed. So obviously now things will start turning a little bad for you, or against what you planned. You would have planned like, I like 2 years maybe enough, I would clear, I would at least reach the interview phase, something you would have planned, but you are failing in the prelims phase itself, or maybe mains phase itself. Now what to do? Okay, these are the situations. Savings are over, like maybe you saved some money and then 2 years you tried, that is over. Now you have to now go and ask someone. Or there are students, I know, even my students are there, who invest in maybe stock market, or maybe they do something where like in quick time they can double their money, or they'll get some income. But they don't do any part-time job, they just do something like this. They invest their money which they already had, and then they go and lose everything. Okay, so this is again a very bad situation. And you are not interested to do part-time jobs, you won't do online jobs, you are very lazy to do all these things. These are things which happens in case of some students. And there are some people who totally get fed up of UPSC. Like you will feel like my older job was better, or I should have, like my other friends, I should have do something else. Okay, then again marriage being forced. So these are the things again for students who quit their job, and then you come to a situation after 1 or 2 years, you will be in this phase. Now first thing you have to realize is, whatever philosophy people tell, like money is not important, money is just material things, that is a total incorrect thing. In our country especially, or people who is chasing something, money is important, money is needed for your survival. Okay, in a good way, it is needed. Okay, money is important, and you have to make sure that it is being either earned by you or your closest people are supporting you in that. Next thing, all jobs are worth it. Okay, don't think like I am doing UPSC, I should not do any part-time job. There are many students who are literally doing things which they would have never imagined in their life. They are doing things in part-time, and then they are taking evening classes, or they are doing something else uh, online. They are trying to find jobs or some data entry job they are doing. Okay, there are many other jobs. You simply research for 2 3 days online, you will understand things to do online and save at least something for your pocket money. Okay, so there's nothing wrong in doing any job to fund your survival, and marriage is your own choice. Then that is a situation again where you can decide what to do. Okay, nobody's going to force you on that, especially for the girls. I'm telling you, have like again, job and finance is, if it is there, you can decide like few more years you can attempt. Ultimately it is all going down to the passion of students. Okay, if UPSC is a passion for you, what I would suggest is you should keep trying for it. We'll take two cases. First case is like you need money now, you cannot survive without a job. Then you can back into your job. There is nothing wrong. Ideally you would be updating your resume or CV or whatever, and you are in touch with the technology in which you are working, or whatever you have been doing, you are still in touch with that. Then just brush up that skills and then get back into the job. And if there, now you can decide whether you wanted this kind of comfortable stable job and you don't want to again study something or this thing, then continue with that life. Don't even think half-heartedly about UPSC, because UPSC cannot be cleared with a half heart. Okay, you need a complete dedicated focus on that. So people who want to get back into job, you get back into job, and if UPSC is your passion means, then do that job, then which you re-enter only for the sake of it. Okay, it should be only a mean to fund your exam sake or your survival, but your focus should be fully on UPSC. Okay, at the office you can be an average performer or underrated performer. Just survive there for 1 year or some time where you can get the money for your survival, but your full focus should be on UPSC. So decide based on that. Money is the ultimate factor. Get back into the job, but focus, you decide based on what you actually want. If it's UPSC, there is nothing wrong in getting back to the job, but your focus should be on UPSC. Okay, this is the decision which I want you to make soon. Okay, those who are planning to quit for the first time, I've already told you there are some conditions in which you should not quit. Okay, for others who are trying to get into the job, for them also I've told you. Okay, this is just what I can suggest you, but ultimately it's your decision. Now for the main thing, the students who feel like I'm giving attempt after attempt and I'm not clearing, but so there should be some mistake, there should be something which I'm doing wrong. So that mistakes we'll see one by one. First thing is, you are someone who have been studying very hard, you know books and all these things, but you have no idea of UPSC. When I tell about UPSC, I'm not telling about your history, geography, polity, or personality, or talking in an interview. It is about what UPSC is asking you, how many people actually clear every year, or how do I fill a form for mains. Okay, even if you are in prelims phase, you should now itself know what is the next stage, how will I apply for that. For interview, is it like happening in my city, or I have to travel somewhere, or these kind of things, okay, which are generic about this exam. You should have a full idea that shows your passion. Not like one day you decide and then parents go and ask you to go to this coaching institute, morning to evening you are attending one class, making notes after notes, watching video after video. You study a lot, but you have no idea about this exam. It is actually, you think you will clear the exam, but you will not, because you have not done things for yourself. You have not researched like, okay, this year pattern is going to be like that, or test series is important for this exam. Previous year paper was supposed to be done, because I know students who have done 3 years of attempt continuously, and till date that person has not touched the UPSC previous year paper even once. They have not bothered to go to the UPSC website. Okay, many of you have not done. I know that you don't visit the UPSC website, you don't download that, you don't see the notification, you don't read the notification fully, and immediately you will come and ask the mentors who are available, like me and all, who we are there on WhatsApp all the time. You come and ask like, sir, what is the eligibility for this exam? Sir, can I give interview in English? Can I give in any other regional language? Everything is there in your notification. Your optionals, what is the syllabus for optional, when you should apply, when you should download, what is the last date, what is the fees. Okay, whether if any mistake if I make in UPSC form, what should I do? Everything is there. But if others have to tell you these things, that means you are a person who have no idea of UPSC and you have been incorrect all throughout these years. So correct that first. You are responsible you for your own future. Nobody is going to spoon feed you. Even though we people are doing this online for you, ideally you should not depend on us. Okay, for these kind of things I'm telling. So do and start from the basics. Let this attempt or any future attempt you are doing be the best attempt you take. You should be someone who, like, suppose anybody in your family or someone comes and asks you what is UPSC, you should be able to tell from 0 to 100 of it. You should tell everything about it. Don't have to refer again to someone or go and ask another mentor, like, okay, if that happens, should I do that? Or if you should not get confused. You should know in and out about this exam. That is point number one. That's the biggest mistake you are doing. Second one, you have all these things, but you have no discipline. Okay, you are waking up at whatever time you need, you are sleeping at whatever time you need. Yeah, you are some days thinking I will study, some days you are not studying. 1 month you will not even touch the book. Like, you have quit your job, you are sitting at home, and then 30 40 days you are roaming around with something else. You have even forgot, like, you have quit for this purpose. That is called undisciplined way. So that discipline, try to bring it. Okay, you have to wake up on time, you have to sleep on time, you have to decide at least, like, these many days I'll study. It's okay, like, you don't study 10 days, but you should know, like, okay, next 15 days I'm going to study, and what you're going to study. So that discipline, bring that discipline within you. Okay, now you have the discipline also. Now there is no timetable, so that's a different thing. Timetable is something which you are again going in depth into your discipline phase. Like, suppose you are a person like who decide, like, next 45 days I will study polity. You are doing a blunder. Okay, studying 45 days polity textbook and nothing else is a big blunder. In ideal case, more than 20 days is not required to do even a bulky book like Lakshmikant. Okay, but even that you should not do. You should do something side by side also. Like, if 6 hours you study static subject, 2 hours you should read your newspaper, or 2 hours you should do some other research work of UPSC or previous year paper of UPSC. You should have a fixed timetable for 1 year, which also YCIS makes and give it to you in the form of spoon feeding matter. Like, even 2021, now I'll be making and giving it to you. But ideally you should try to do for yourself, because you are ultimately the best judge of your own preparation. Okay, so have an idea about UPSC, have the right discipline in your lifestyle, and then make a timetable for every phase. Now, like, if you take, now I think 32 days are left for prelims. For this 32 days you should have a clear cut timetable what I will be doing. If you don't have that and you will think, like, let it become last 20 days, then I will make a timetable, then you are again doing it wrong. Okay, unfortunately you will not clear. Okay, that we are telling you mistakes. Okay, we are telling you the reasons why a student don't clear. So don't take it personally, or don't take it like you are offended or something. We are telling it for your own good. Now, no passion or goal. UPSC, as I told, is something which you are applying for making a change in the society, or something which you want to change in the real world. It's something which gives you prestige. It's something gives you money, position, power, all. It's true, but these things are like, you can get it from any other job also. UPSC is the only platform where you get all these things, along with you get a chance which only very few people every year gets, where you are someone who is in charge of a district, whether it's a collector or a police officer. You can change things. Like, we Indians are the people who sit in our home and then complain, like, that is wrong, this is wrong, government is doing something wrong, but we never bother to go and change something ourselves. Okay, so if you want something to that uh, scale, and you want to change something, and that is the reason you took this up, that is called passion. Else, if someone forced you for UPSC, you are in the wrong place. You don't even give this attempt. Okay, just stop now itself and get into some job or do something else. Find what you're good at. And if UPSC is not a passion, that is your biggest mistake. Don't give this attempt and any future attempts. Not sticking to goal. Again, students, maybe they will have this in mind. They will apply for this exam, but after that they get diverted. When they see something like a travel related job, they will be like, if travel is their passion, they will think, why not I do that? Or if they see some online job, why not I do that? Or suddenly you will get interest in something else. I should become a teacher, I should become something else. I'm good in that, I'm good in this, my friend is going for this, I should do an MBA, I should do higher education. If something, your passion keeps changing, then decide there itself. Don't do anything um which is spoiling the other one. Don't do 5 6 things together. Decide if UPSC is what you really need, and then do for it. Okay, because as I told, UPSC needs undistracted kind of dedication. Now all this is done, and now you are into this preparation. but you are a person who is not ready to invest your time or this thing properly, time or resources or money or whatever. You are looking for shortcuts every time. You will think like, I'll go and take only the copy pasted material from here and there, I'll download all the free materials, I will not enroll to any coaching institute, I will not listen to what mentor tells, I will like my mind of my own. Okay, it's okay to make decisions for yourself, it is okay to plan your preparation, but if you take everything others lightly and you think only what you decide is right, and if you are overconfident, you will not be clearing this exam. Okay, there are easy ways, like now every test series which even the biggest of biggest institute, they are available online for free. Okay, somebody will be buying it and then sharing it to everyone. So these kind of things happen, but that is actually unethical way. If you don't do some things in a way an institute tells you, like if they are planning something weekly or daily or every 2 months, that is done for a reason. Okay, it's not like you like wait till the end of the year and then I'll buy all this 40-45 tests from them in bulk. Not even buy, I'll get it from some other friend who has told it, who have bought it. That doesn't work. Okay, there needs to be a disciplined ethical way to, or the approach towards this exam. Okay, so that matters. Now another thing is, again, as I told, silliness. You are not ready to do any research. Okay, you are like asking the silliest of silly questions even in the last phase of your exam. Like even like we get a lot of queries every day. Like why is that like that, what is that like this. Everything is available for you online. When you come to a channel, you like a video, immediately you can simply click on the next tab like playlist and see like what is there. You will see like, okay, this person has made only some also some economics lecture, some polity lecture, some geography lecture. I see something like this, I click on this. But maybe something you don't understand or something, then you can come and ask. But there are students, immediately they'll watch an economics lecture, suppose. The second they see the contact on the video, they'll come and message, sir, what about geography? You don't make any geography lectures, you don't make any history lectures, your video doesn't seem complete, where is the next video? These are things which you don't need to be a UPSC aspirant to find out whether these things are already there. Don't be silly. Okay, you are someone who is going to become a head of a district, and then you are acting like this, means that shows your personality. Okay, there is no harm in doing a bit of research. So be on top of the goal yourself and don't depend on mentors. Next is the fear factor. There are students who are always worried. So first thing I want to tell you is, it is always the people who study more who will be fearing more, because always they'll study more new things, they'll see a lot of things, they see multiple question papers, and they'll think like, I'm not able to complete anything, and they'll be fearing. That is, oh, it's natural. It happens to every serious aspirant. So fearing is not an issue. So every attempt when you go and give, don't think about the result. Your goal should be like, last time I was like, I did 70-80 questions and then that was an incorrect method. So this time maybe I should go and attempt things which will be, which I'm confident. I will not simply go and attempt blindly 80-90 questions, because coaching institutes tell you that everybody go and attempt 100 questions, somehow 75 will become correct. So don't do such things. I've already told in one of my video how many questions to attempt, how to decide whether you should attempt something, what are the questions you should try to attempt. There is a question like, I think 2020 cutoff prediction something. I have made a video recently. In the last 6 to 7 videos, it is one of the video. Watch there. I have told you exactly how many questions to attempt and how you should attempt. Okay. So don't have the fear. You have to be confident that this year definitely my attempts will be better than last year. I will not make that many negatives. I will not do anything incorrect. I will choose the options correctly. I have learned this trick of solving elimination. I know, so I will do it better. So don't fear and don't compare of the person, like with the person who's sitting beside you, or the persons in your coaching institute, or your teachers or your faculty. Don't worry about anything. You have decided to come for this exam. It is your responsibility to make yourself reach the next level. Okay, so don't fear. Now again, as I told, study format and test series. There is a reason why these test series are designed and all these things. So people should go and get it. Okay. So mistakes, I think these are the common mistakes. Okay, there will be many individual personal traits, but these are the general mistakes which almost 80 to 90% people who are failing are facing every day. That is why we have told you. So please work on these mistakes, especially about your passion and what is UPSC, and then having a discipline, time management. These things will ideally get you to the goal. Okay, I guarantee you that if you work on these things step by step, you will surely clear the exam. Okay, but even if you ignore one point out of this, then again you will end up in the same place. It's not like you listen to 4 points and the fifth point onwards I don't care. You have to listen to everything what I've told now. So that's it about this video. So about quitting a job, please decide. 2021 students, decide whether you actually want UPSC. If you want, for you courses, free lectures will come soon and test series will be launched on June 5. 2020 students, you are in your final phase of preparation for prelims, so please come and enroll. If you are weak in any subject, you will get the best of best materials. And mains and all, totally forget it. You don't have to think until you clear prelims. Now after prelims, a series of videos for mains and then test series, all these things will come for you. So please focus on your prelims alone. Test series, you can contact me. Okay. So again, queries, please come and ask me, email, WhatsApp, whatever, but don't be silly as I told. Okay, that is one of the point I told you among your mistakes. Please see to it that you are serious in this attempt, and then you will take responsibility of your attempt. If you do that, you are sure to clear this exam. Okay, so continue learning, stay indoors, stay safe. Thank you and have a nice day.